everybody, good afternoon. This is going to be 1 hour of yin and yang yoga. We'll get started in just a few minutes. Hey Diana, or Dina, sorry. Don't have my glasses on. Thanks for joining in, for tuning in. We'll get started in just another 30 seconds to a minute or so. And just an FYI for anyone who lives near the Orlando area or downtown Orlando area, there's this place called Blue Gardens, and beautiful, beautiful gardens, lots of space, so there's room for social distancing and stuff, and they're offering free admission for just indefinitely until I think the return of somewhat normalcy and stuff. So anyways, yeah, if you're in the Orlando area, I'd highly recommend it. It's open until about 4:30 every day and gorgeous. You can bring stuff for a picnic or just enjoy a nice walk looking at plants and things. Yeah, I did that this afternoon. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started now. Let's see what's tuned in. Hey Gladys, thanks for tuning in. Awesome. So we're gonna start in a comfortable seat today. So you can find a cross-legged position that works best. And so first, notice how your legs naturally cross, and then just do the opposite. So just switching things up a bit, allowing for a different slight opening in the hips. Then once you find that seat, go ahead and maybe sway from side to side, finding the sits bones, allowing for the tall spine. And draw the shoulders up towards the ears, roll them down and back, allowing the chest to stay open. And then close the eyes. And just choose to let go of trying to look any way or be any way here. And just really tap into your authentic and present moment here. So become aware of your body, scanning it from the toes, working your way up to the crown of the head. Bringing attention to any spaces of resistance or tension. And acknowledging that those things are passing. They are permanent things in the body. And then begin to notice your breath. Allow for it to maybe become a little bit fuller. Noticing your breath travel all the way down to the belly and work your way up the chest. Notice yourself completely empty out all air on the exhalation, making space for the new breath. And place your attention on your emotional state, your mental space. Just become aware of what's occupying it. Discovering if it's thoughts or ideas of the past or the future. And then consider adding some space between those passing thoughts and your awareness. So not allowing them to have a whole grip on your whole mind, on your whole self, but just allow them to pass through. Not giving them much attention or embellishment. Then reach the arms overhead with the breath in. With the exhale, bring the hands to hearts. You can keep the eyes closed or bring your gaze just beyond the fingertips, and go ahead and set an intention for your practice today. Reach up, send that intention out. And twist to the right side. A gentle twist here. Finding length in the spine with the breath in, and then a little bit more more twist, a little bit more give on the exhale. And then reach the arms back overhead, breathe in. Exhale, gently twist to the other side. Return back to center, reach the arms high. Then interlace the fingers together, flip the palms towards the ceiling, roots down through the sits bones. And then notice if we can reach the arms higher, drawing the shoulders back, arms in line with the ears. Creating that straight line from the wrists down to the hips. Breathe in. With the exhale, round the spine and press the hands forward. Inhale, lengthen, press the palms to the sky. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, stay open. And just lean slightly over to the right side, being mindful to keep that left hip grounded down on the earth and drawing the left shoulder back, but actively pressing through the hands, lengthening through the side of the body. Then return it back to center, find a little bit more height, recommit to that grounding in the hips. And then gently lean over to the left side, careful to draw that right shoulder back to keep the right hip firmly pressed down. Be pressing through the hands. A few more rounds of breath. And then return back to center and gently begin to release the wrist down, taking circles at the wrist. Reach the arms back overhead and circle wrists the opposite direction. Tabletop. Make your way onto your hands and your knees, spreading the fingers wide, stacking the shoulders right over the hips right over the knees. And then go ahead and arch the spine, gaze up, sending the tailbone to the sky. Press evenly through the whole parts of both hands. Notice the inner parts of your elbows, can turn them inwards and internally rotating them towards one another. Take one more deep breath in here. And exhale, cat pose. Press through the fingertips, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Option to come up onto the fingertips here with this first cat pose, maybe even rocking from side to side, allowing for space between the shoulder blades. Then palms back on the mat, cow pose, inhale. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cat. Continue to flow at the pace of your own breath through cat and cat. Consider closing the eyes, drawing your whole awareness inwards to how it feels like to flow through these two poses. Releasing any attachments to the way you think it needs to look and just tapping into how it feels in your experience in your body. Keep the momentum and add on. Maybe taking some side-to-side movements or circles at the hips. Continue to move intuitively with your breath. Few more rounds of breath. And return back to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Straighten out the legs, hips press to the sky. Notice the weight distribution in your hands is all the way down to the wrist. Or can you actively press into the fingertips, press into the knuckles, allowing for the hips to be a little bit higher. And maybe you add a generous bend to the knees in this first down dog. Then bend alternating knees, explore the hamstrings. walk the feet to the top of the mat, coming into a ragdoll. Stay rooted in the feet, soft bend to the knees. Grab opposite elbows and then shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Sway from side to side. Imagine a weight on the crown of the head. So allow your knees to bend a little bit more so that that weight can fall towards the earth more, allowing for full decompression in the spine, in the neck, in the face. And release the elbows and slowly make your way to mountain pose. So coming to standing. Once you're there, reach the arms overhead, take a full breath in. Exhale, hands to hearts. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold in. Mountain pose, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold in. Mountain pose. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Stay with the flow of the breath. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Step the right foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. With the inhale, drop the hips, arch your spine, and gaze up. Exhale, runner's lunge. Inhale, arch and drop. Exhale, rise. High plank, front foot steps back. Squeeze in the skin to muscle the bone, so engaging the core, tucking the tailbone. Option to drop the knees down if you'd like. Stay rooted through the whole parts of your hands. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 5 full rounds of breath here. Notice if you're allowing yourself the gift of being fully present in your practice. Tabletop. Lower down to the hands and knees, and then extend the right leg behind you. Bend at the knee, foot towards the ceiling, take circles at the right hip. Switch directions of the circle. And then re-extend that leg out straight. Extend the left arm out in front of you as well. Keep reaching through the fingertips, kicking that back heel, creating more length. Breathe in. Elbow to knee, breathe out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. And lower back down to tabletop. Cow pose, breathe in. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Downward facing dog. Inhale, high to the tippy toes. Exhale, press the heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Right leg to the sky, breathe in. Knee to right elbow, exhale. Inhale, back to the sky. Runner's lunge. Footsteps between the hands, take a twist. Left hand to the mat, right arm to the sky. Notice how you're distributing your weight into that bottom hand. Can you ground down, actively pressing the fingers into the mat? Allow that right shoulder blade to draw down and back, opening up the chest. Circles at the top wrist as an option. 3 more rounds of breath. Right hand back to the mat, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Fold in. Mountain pose, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold in. Left foot steps back, runner's lunge. Inhale, drop the hips, arch the spine, gaze up. Exhale, runners. Inhale, arch and jump. Exhale, runners. High plank, front foot steps back, option drop the knees, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Allow your breath to fill up from the bottom of the belly all the way to the top of the chest. Tabletop, lower down to the hands and knees. Extend the left leg behind you, bend to the knee, take circles at the hip. Switch directions. Then re-extend the leg out, flexing through the foot, kicking through the heel. Extend the right arm out in front. Inhale. Elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Tabletop, lower down. Cow pose, breathe in. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky, breathe in. To the left elbow, exhale. Inhale, back to the sky. Runner's lunge. Footsteps between. Right hand stays down, left arm to the sky for a twist. Notice that back leg. Can you ground down to the ball of the foot a little bit more, creating that stability in the lower part of your body. Circles at the top wrist, 3 rounds of breath. Left hand back to the mat, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Fold in. Mountain pose, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold in. Step the right foot back, runner's lunge. Inhale, drop the hips, arch the spine, gaze up. Exhale, runners. Twist, right hand to the earth, left arm to the sky. Allow for the opening, allow for the support in the legs. Left hand back to the mat, high plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Extend the right leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Knee to right elbow, exhale. Inhale, back to the sky. Lizard lunge. Footsteps to the outside of the right hand. Lower the back knee, untuck the toe. Option to open the knee out to the side by staying flexed to the right foot. Choose to stay lifted or come down to a forearm or 2. 5 more rounds of breath. Then rise back up to the palms if you lift to. 3-legged dog. Right leg up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 1. Footsteps between. Pivot the back foot down. Reach the arms up ahead. Allow for the hips to square off to the front. Allow yourself to sink lower into that front leg, staying rooted down in the feet. Allow for the shoulders to draw back more, reaching the arms up, arms parallel with the ears. 5 rounds of breath. Clasp the hands behind your back. Allow them to draw away from the body, opening up the chest with the inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Stay rooted in the feet. Allow for the torso, head, and the neck to draw. Allow for the shoulders and the chest to open up. 5 more rounds of breath. Keep the head low to the earth, drop the hands down, wide-legged forward fold, right toes pointed. Take a halfway lift through there, press the hips back. And then fold and bring the crown of the head down towards the earth. rise back up in the torso, placing the hands on the hips, keeping a tall spine. Warrior 2. Front toes pivot to the top of the mat, stay rooted in the back, arms out to a T. Get a little bit more depth in that front leg, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Side angle pose, forearm down to the thigh, left arm reaches high. Option is stay or to reach that left arm overhead. 5 more rounds of breath. Hands frame the front foot, runner's lunge, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway there. Fold in. Mountain pose, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold in. Left foot steps back for runners. Twist. Place the left hand down. Right arm reaches high. Allow for the opening, allow for the support in the legs. Right hand back to the mat, high plank with the breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath here. Reconnect to being present with yourself, with your practice. Become aware of any thoughts of taking the show, of taking the reins of the mind. And recenter, refocus on your breath. Focus on your body. Refocus on the awareness of all those thoughts passing through or passing. Doing just that. And reach the left leg up to the sky. Breathe in. To the left elbow, exhale. Inhale back to the sky. Lizard lunge. Footsteps to the outside. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes. Choose to stay lifted to the forearms or lower down. Option open the knee out by staying flexed at the foot. 5 full rounds of breath. And rise back up to the palms if you lower. Tuck the back toes. 3-legged dog. Left leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior 2. Warrior 1. So ground down through the feet. Hips square to the front and reach the arms up. Allow for the shoulders to draw back. And then notice your breath here. Once you have that foundation in the lower body and the torso, are you still allowing yourself to breathe fully from the bottom of your belly? 5 more rounds of breath. Clasp the hands behind the back with the inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Bow to the inside, stay rooted in that back foot. 5 rounds of breath. Keep your head low, lower the hands to the mat, wide-legged forward fold. Left toes point the same direction as the right. So you're halfway lift, press the hips back, and fold in. Option to keep the hands rooted on the mat. Option to walk them backwards towards the direction of the heels. Option to clasp them behind the back, interlacing the fingertips. Take the variation that best serves you. And then slight bend to the knees and slowly rise up in the torso, allowing for that tall spine. Left toes pointed to the top of the mat, warrior 2. Soften the shoulders. Side angle pose, forearm down to the thigh, left arm reaches up. Option to stay or extend the right arm overhead, allowing for the opening from the pinky toe side of that right foot all the way up to the fingertips. 5 more rounds of breath. Runner's lunge, hamstring the front foot. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. Reach your arms high, inhale. Exhale, side out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. One more like that. Let it go. Arms back to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment or soften your gaze over the fingertips. Feel the intensity, the energy inside of you. Feel the increase of the heart rate, increase of the rise and the fall on the breath. Notice if you can be a bit more mindful with the breath, filling up a little bit more with the inhales, exhaling more with the exhales, or emptying out more with the exhales. And flutter the eyes open and set your gaze on a solid point in front of you. Tree pose. Ground down through the right foot, left foot comes to the inside of the leg. Allow for that left hip and that knee to draw open more as you stay rooted in the supported foot. Once your roots are planted, expand the branches. Option to take some circles at the wrist or the arms. Just moving intuitively here with the arms of what works best for you in your practice. Most importantly, allow for your breath to be full and supportive here. Gently release out, mountain pose. Shift the weight to the other foot, leave that side behind, tree pose. Maybe this side requires a different height. Approach this one with novelty. And see if you can open that hip a little bit more, open the knee out a little bit more. Once you're rooted, expand the branches. Option to take a different variation this time. So maybe circling at the wrist, or maybe even clasping the hands behind the back, opening up the chest. A few more rounds of breath. Mountain pose. Release out, both feet on the mat. Reach the arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. High plank, both feet step back, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. And then place the hands down by the hips, forehead to the center of the mat. Envision one line going from the center of the head through the tips of the toes. So that one line in the center of your body. And squeeze everything into that line, press the hips down. Locust pose. Lift the chest, lift the thighs off the mat. Keep reaching the fingers down by the sides, drawing the shoulder blades together. Slightly tuck the chin, allowing for lengthening in the backside of your neck. 5 rounds of breath. Gently lower down. Forehead back to center. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, cobra pose. So keeping the elbows close to the body, lifting the chest off the mat. So notice not using weight or strength in the arms or the hands, but just using them as grounding, as like subtle support. Using most of the muscles in the lower back to support you here to lift you high. 3 more rounds of breath. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Let go. Child's pose. Knees come max with distance, big toes to touch. Press the hips back, walk the arms out a little bit further. So allowing for length in the arms and the back. Allowing for groundedness in the hips and the toes. And bring the forehead down to center and sway the head from side to side, easing any tension or resistance in the forehead area. And bring the head back to stillness, resting in this child's pose. And allow for yourself to become observant of yourself here. First taking bring your awareness to the body. Noticing the parts that are physically touching the mat. And then allowing the body to soften down even more. Completely trusting the support of the ground beneath you. Now place the attention to the breath. Feeling the fullness of each inhale and where the parts of the body rise as you breathe in. Notice the emptiness, the calmness as you breathe out. Observing the breath inside of the body. And then notice if you've created any stories or attachments to a certain way of placing the body or breathing here. And just allow those thoughts about the passing phenomena just to pass through. Allowing your awareness to be clear and present. Puppy dog pose. It's a similar shape as child's pose, except the knees come closer together so that the hips are stacked directly over the knees. Tailbone still towards the air. And then walk the arms out a little bit further, allowing the chest to melt down towards the earth. So it's a similar sensation in the shoulders and the arms and the chest as child's pose, which is slightly more intense. It's a deeper opening. We'll be here for about 20 rounds of breath. Few more rounds of breath. After your 20th exhale, begin to walk the hands back towards the knees, coming into a hero's pose. So that means we're sitting down on the shins, creating a tall spine. And if this is uncomfortable for you, you can either take like a pillow or a block or some type of prop, place it underneath your bottom, or if that's too uncomfortable, you can also just come onto a regular cross-legged position. So just choose a variation that works best, and if halfway through this shoulder stretch you want to change it, feel free. Reach the arms out to a T, allow for the chest to open, the shoulder blades to draw back. And then give yourself a hug. So wrapping the right arm underneath the left, walking the fingers close together. So first becoming aware of the space that's created between the shoulder blades. So allow for the back to round a little bit to really feel that opening, maybe walking the fingers closer together. An option is stay here. It's a gentle approach to the shoulder stretch, or option to take eagle arms. So for that option, you interlace the fingertips together, actively drawing the shoulders away from the ears, the elbows away from the body, and the fingers up towards the ceiling. Allow for softness in the rest of your torso, just focusing your attention on the opening and space between the shoulder blades. Feel free to close your eyes, so just to create a soft, subtle gaze. Gently begin to reach out the arms, opening up the chest. Switch sides. Left arm wraps underneath the right this time. Walk the fingertips close together. Notice the opening and the space between the shoulder blades. Notice how the side may feel different, even though it's a similar motion. Just notice how the other crossing of the way that your arms are slightly affect this opening. An option to stay here, option to take eagle's arms. Feel free to choose a different variation with the side if that works best for you. And soften the shoulders, allow for the elbows to pull away from the body, the fingertips to reach high. Allow for softness in your gaze. Continue to breathe fully here. Gently begin to release the arms, bring them out to a T. Then releasing them down to the earth, maybe tapping out the tops of the feet if they fell asleep. And make your way onto your bottom. And come into a double pigeon. So act as if you were going to sit in crisscross applesauce. Keep the right leg just as it is. Then with the left leg, go ahead and flex at the foot. And then notice the space just above the ankle. Cross that space over the thigh, so it's okay if there's a lot of space here. So first we want to get the proper alignment here, so flexing at that left foot, keeping the space above the thigh on the right thigh. And then option to stay, or option to begin to externally rotate that left hip, bringing the knee closer to the mat without using force of the hands. So feeling that target area stretch of the left glute, the left hip. And a few options from here. You can stay exactly as you are, that tall spine sitting up straight. Or you can begin to hinge forward. So for that option, keep the straight spine. Begin to hinge at the hips. And once you find that comfortable edge, round in, bringing the forearms or the palms down to the mat. If this feels a bit intense after you do it, you can back up, sitting back up straight. Choose the variation that best serves you here. And then notice how your breath can support you more here. So maybe that's bringing your full awareness to it. really slowing down and seeing that your practice moment by moment, breath by breath. And slowly begin to rise up if you fold it forward. Gently using the strength in the arms, release the leg and switch them out. So keeping that left leg down on the earth, flex with the right foot. Notice the space just above the ankle. Keeping the foot flexed, cross the space over the left thigh. And then from there, maybe deciding to open that right hip out a little bit more, bring the knee towards the mat without using force of the hands. Then create a tall spine, shoulders away from the ears. Option to stay here, or option to fold forward. You're going to do that, keep a straight spine for as long as you're able to, till you find that edge. Then you can round in, bringing the torso down towards the mat, hands to the mat. And find softness here. Even if you're sitting up straight, discover some softness. Identify an aspect of your body or an area of your body that is resisting or holding any tension. And just breathe some ease to the area of that body. fold it over, slowly begin to rise back up. Gently remove the leg off. We're going to set up for butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together, allow for the knees to open out wide. And then decide how close you want the heels. If you bring them closer to the body, it'll be a deeper stretch in the hips or like the inner part of the thighs. And if you would like less intensity, bring the heels away, allowing for a subtle opening. So choose what works best for you. And allow for a tall spine, allow for the shoulder blades to draw back. Keeping a straight spine, place your attention on the hip crease. And then begin to, keeping that straight spine, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Then once you find that comfortable edge, stop there and then begin to round in, bringing the torso closer to the feet, to the legs. You can place the hands down on the mat for support, the forearms, place your hands on blocks. Do what feels most supportive for you here. And keep in mind, we're not trying to, we're not allowing for pain here. So, there's a difference between like tightness and like soreness and pain. So if you're feeling that pain, go ahead and back out, But yeah, go ahead and find that comfortable edge, something you can maintain for the next few minutes or so. Close the eyes or soften the gaze. Return back to placing your attention on your breath. Just a few more rounds of breath here. And slowly begin to rise up, creating a tall spine, and make your way onto your back. Once you're on your back, hug your knees into chest, wrap the arms around the legs. Take a moment here. Happy baby. Grab the outside edges of the feet or the legs. Allow for the knees to fall towards the earth, the shoulders to fall towards the earth, and the hips. Allowing for that lower back to be grounded down. And then you can stay still in this opening, or you can sway from side to side. Another option is you can take a half happy baby or a supine lizard. I can't speak today. So for that option, you can extend the left leg out, keeping the shape of the right leg, bringing it in towards the body, and then I'll cue halfway through and you can switch out the legs. So choose the variation that serves you best here, and breathe deeply into it. If you took one leg, you can switch it out now. So we're extending the opposite leg. And once you arrive, we'll all be here for about 15 rounds of breath. And then gently release out, bring the feet down to the mat, windshield wiping the knees gently from side to side. And then begin to draw both knees back into chest. Extend your arms out to a T or to cactus arms. And then keeping these shoulders rooted down on the mat. Drop the knees to the left side, softly gazing over the right shoulder, or even closing the eyes, beginning to draw the attention back inwards. Then begin to bring the knees back to center and twist to the other side. Draw the knees towards center. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself one final loving embrace here. In just a moment with the exhale, we'll release out into our final pose of rest. Take a full breath in. Hold at the top. Sip in a little bit more air. Sip in a little bit more. And then exhale, release out. Offer the whole body to soften down here. Stand yourself starting from the toes, working your way up. Noticing any part of the body that's resisting or grasping on to tension. And just allow those parts of you to soften. Allow for the breath to effortlessly flow in and out to the body. Full inhales, full exhales. And trust that the body is fully supporting you here in your breath. Allow for yourself these few minutes of restoration, of calmness, relaxation, and ease. And I'll guide you back in a few minutes. Shavasana. Begin to become more aware of your breath. Become more aware of your body. And begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, invite in some gentle movement. And roll onto the right side for fetal pose. Eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Reach the arms overhead with the inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Ending the practice physically exactly where we began. The only difference is possibly your perspective, this feeling of calmness that you've tapped into during the practice. Know that this feeling, this experience is always there inside of you, no matter what the external circumstance. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice today. The light in me is the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for everyone who practiced with me, whether that be live or at a later time. Thank you. Hope you guys are all well and enjoying yourselves. I'll be back on here on Wednesday, 9:15 for Vinyasa Flow, and then again at 4:15 for the same style of class, the Yin and the Yang. So, hope you're all well. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.